Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Danielle. And we thank you for joining us today. And Danielle is here to talk about ETs, talk about her experiences, and talk about. She also has a YouTube channel, which is Unordinary Made Ordinary, which I think is a fantastic name. It's a tongue twister, but
I said that too. Yes.
it's a great name. So let me see who's here. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Peace 8. Hey, Dream Journey 1. Hey, Susie 007. Hey, T Boy 203, 503. Sorry. Hey, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Let me see who else is here. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, hey, Danny Shay. We were just talking about you. Hey, Rosie. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Sue M. I thought you were on the road, Danny. Hey, Deep Albuquerque. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And we have Danielle here. Hey, White Dragon. And we were going to be talking about ETs, her experiences, and also she has drawings. She is able to draw, make pictures of her experiences, which I cannot. Mine are little stick figures in my book. I can't do that. I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot do that. But anyway, why don't we start talking about your YouTube channel first and just talk about how it developed? And you do that with your sister, correct?
Yeah, my sister, Julie McVeigh, she's the one who started the channel. So she's the one who came up with the title that's hard to say. And imagine having to say that every time at the beginning. And also the tagline, extraordinary experiences of everyday people. It's like, it's hard. I have to pre-record the intro every time because I don't want the person in there watching me stumble over it.
Does she laugh at you trying to stumble over it?
She said that after 10 times I would get used to it and I would be like a natural and stuff, but I had to type it. I have to put it on my screen and read it. Sometimes I have to take multiple takes and delete some of them because I mess up so bad.
Okay. Well, tell us what your YouTube channel is about then.
We interview people about their metaphysical, paranormal, and supernatural experiences.
And you just record them and then you put it on your channel, correct?
Yeah, we just like to hear, on that channel, we like to, accept everyone's truth and just hear what they've got to say. And you were on the show. It was one of actually my favorite ones I've done because I love all the alien stories.
Right.
But we do have a lot of near-death experiences and, everybody's stories. I feel like the more we talk about these topics, the more
ordinary it becomes.
Yes, which is the point. It's the whole point. But also to kind of collect this big source of various stories so it can help people
Yeah, I think it's great. So y'all can go to her channel and see her people that she's been interviewing, and I was one of them. But also,
your episode was Human Hybrid Healer.
I know. I have to tell you a story about that.
Well, we like the title because of the.
I love the title. I love the title. And when I saw that, I was going, "Well, who is that? That could have been me." And then it was me.
It was you.
So, but anyway, I was going on and on about that, going, I could have been that. I could have had that title. I could have got that. And then I looked at it and it was me. So anyway, because you do the editing and your show doesn't show immediately the next day. So anyway, it was a few days. So I just thought, oh, they interviewed somebody else with that title. So anyway, well, tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up doing the YouTube channel and you and your sister taking on this project.
Well, my background is that, I've seen ghosts my whole life. I ended up buying a horribly haunted house and having to hire a shaman, Michael Shaman, who's hopefully watching, to help us clear it out. And I think that was my spiritually transformative, experience that kind of pushed me along into learning and opening up. And, I don't know, I always knew there were ghosts and I knew there was more than what we just see. But now I'm learning so much more, and I love it. It's like, it's been 2.5 years since I first ever actually went to see Michael Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a book about my haunted house and that whole experience, because I did feel like I tried to get it cleansed by a lot of different people over the years, and nobody could cleanse my house. And I just thought that it was because my house was so bad that it was like, like it was just too strong for anybody. You know what I mean?
So how was it affecting you? Your house?
My house is wonderful now.
No, but I mean before, how was it affecting you? So like, people might want to know how to know that their house might have something in it.
Well, there were scratches, bruises, the sound of somebody walking around all the time, your stuff moving, disappearing entirely, never finding it again. In fact, TVs and things, microwaves turning on by themselves. The shower temperature would change because it would turn one of the temperatures off while you're in the shower. Just so much stuff all the time. But ultimately, it got so much worse, which is, I wasn't able to sleep at night. I could hear this thing walking around my bed all night long, and I could smell it. It smelled like, the one in my room smelled like mildew. My mom and my daughter were experiencing sulfur smells.
Oh.
My mom was grabbed inappropriately, and she's not the only one. My daughter was getting scratched too. And that feeling like your people you love the most in your life and you can't protect them.
Right.
It pissed me off is what it did. So I think other people say they would have been scared and they would have sold the house and they would have fled, but for me, it just kind of made me mad. Like, don't pick on my loved ones. And I think we can endure a lot and maybe be a lot better about it than if you're watching your daughter be tormented on a nightly basis and we're not sleeping. And it's a long story. Honestly, it was 13 years of stuff, and that's why I wrote a book about it.
And what's the name of your book?
The book is called The Haunted Guest House, A True Story. It's available on Amazon, Kindle, and it's in Kindle form and paperback, and it also is on Audible, so you can listen to it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. All right. So it took you how many years to clean your house out?
I mean, I wasn't trying to clean it at first, clear it out at first, because at first we thought the stuff was funny, like pranks, and we thought the ghost was like a prankster. But I mean, there was more than one ghost, and one of them wasn't nice, and he had demons, and you know what I mean? It just got worse and worse.
Yeah.
So, I think trying to clear it out was probably 5 years of various attempts. I had a whole church in Texas send me stuff, and they sent me candles, holy water, salt. They told me the exact time and day to do these certain steps, and a whole church congregation got together and were praying or whatever they were doing in Texas and trying to help me out, and it didn't work, which I was just like, I don't know, man, my house is strong. The stuff going on is really strong. I don't know why it's so powerful, but nobody could get rid of it. And I, would crack jokes about how maybe my ghosts liked the smell of sage, and they were like, because it didn't make them leave. That is for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that's very interesting. So, let's move on from the haunted house. But I'm glad that you wrote a book about that. And how long ago was the book? How long has it been published?
I think about 2 years, and so after we cleared it out, I felt like writing this book, because I'm learning so much from Michael Shaman. And I feel like a lot of people are scared of dying and going into the light and being judged and sent down to hell, which is why the biker ghosts in my guest house wouldn't leave, is because they were afraid to go in the light.
Yeah, actually, I have run across that a lot myself about the ones that wouldn't do light because they were afraid of going to hell. I mean, I have passed on quite a few, and it seems like I've had the most highest demanding of the maintenance or whatever of my ghost, because I always having to do something to prove that I am have their best interest at heart, and that they can go on. So I have dealt with those kind of ghosts. And you're exactly right. They're afraid of going to hell. And so anyway, all right, let's move on from the ghost. I didn't even think that we were going to go down this road.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's how it started. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I started finding out from going to my shaman appointments that I had been an alien in my past lives.
Okay. All
So
right.
he saw me as a gray. He
Mhm.
said I was here back, like helping to seed humans on Earth as a gray. I was an Arcturian as well. And I started meditating and stuff, and I would see an Arcturian spirit guide. His name was Arthur. He was with me for a while. I haven't seen him in a minute though, but so he was real cool to have around. But I kept going to their planet. Apparently, every time I was meditating, I kept going there. So
the reason why I'm out laughing, that seems to be a typical Arcturian name that they come
oh,
up
is it?
with. Yeah, I've run across that more than once. And you go ask them what their name is, and they'll go Arthur. I'm going, wow, how creative is that?
Maybe it's the same guy. I don't know. Maybe it's a common name.
Now, I just think they're just coming up with the Earth name, and so that's an easy one for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's all that is. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't doubt that that's what the name they're using on Earth, but it just is a common Arcturian name is Arthur. So
yeah,
Arthur,
I did. I drew him. I drew him when I saw him and stuff. I don't know how great that drawing is, because like you see him like when you're meditating, and it's kind of the same as if you were trying to draw something you dreamt. Like the vision is gone. It's hard to like look back and get like where the highlights and the shadows are and the exact shapes, like you try.
Well, me, I don't try. I just try to write and describe. So, my drawings, I mean, I've got a few that have drawn, but nothing really good. So, so anyway, so then you went to a shaman to help you clean out your house or clear out your house, right? Is that how you ended up going to shaman?
Yeah, so that's how it started. And then I keep going because kind of, the reason why the house was so powerful was because I was leaking energy from my root chakra. So I was like, and I was feeding them, that made them very strong. So then I was like, you know what? I'm never going to let my chakras get in bad shape like that again, because that sucked. So I'm going to keep going. And so every time I go, he always has to fix my root chakra. Every time, but
you have trouble staying grounded. You don't want to be down here on Earth.
Well, he says, I'm an Aries, so I'm not as grounded. So I fight my astrology a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a conscious effort to ground daily, and and all that.
Oh yeah, I do know. That's a constant thing for me too, is to stay grounded. Mine is I have to get out in nature all the time to stay grounded.
Yeah, I have to go outside too, and yeah.
So then when you started going to shaman, how did it progress to your abilities, and then figuring that out? How'd that progress into?
Every time I go, I learn a little something more, and I started meditating. I started like seeing stuff like colors, what looked like, I thought stars. I thought when I close my eyes, I'm like going straight to space or something, but I think I've decided that it's just energy. It's just light and dark energy. And then, so once I start seeing that stuff, I started practicing, like looking at my daughter at school. And then when she'd get home, I'd say, hey, was some girl's mouth really bothering you? Like you were focused on some girl's mouth. And she would tell me all this, like how this girl won't shut up, and she drinks milk, and like, ew. And, like a lot of noises come out of that mouth. And I don't know, I guess it was annoying. So I saw that and I'm like, okay, that was cool. I did that. Also Michael would tell me something like, because I thought I was just remote viewing. I didn't realize that when you do that, you're like sending an energy body there. Right. So, and your vision gets better and better the more you do it as well. So, so I started doing that, and visualize, but you focus, focus on, I guess I kept focusing on going to this other planet with the Arcturians.
So is that your favorite then? Is the Arcturians?
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite. I've encountered quite a few. They've almost always been positive experiences. I've had like one negative one, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I drew that one, but honestly, if you like were to take this print of my artwork and hang it on your wall, I think you would have bad time in your house.
Oh, okay.
Like I wouldn't hang the pictures. I would hang the pictures of the nice ones.
There you go. So, is there anything else? Are you practicing? What do you classify yourself? Are you like a medium or what?
I just can see pretty good when I meditate. I can see like, like that negative one. I was next to somebody who had a negative attachment, and it felt really, it made me feel jittery and weak,
Right.
like really gross. And I thought like, oh, I think I've gone too long without eating or something. I feel really weak. But the second I went 1 mile down the road, I felt better. So I'm like, I think that guy's got a negative attachment. And I meditate. And I'm like, I want to see this negative attachment. And that was like how I ended up drawing that one, which was a reptilian.
Okay.
Then after I drew that, Michael Shaman, he had a friend who's a serpent being, and he wanted me to draw his friend named Rex. So I drew that one, but that one was like really high vibration. So he's like, you're going to have to adjust your vibration to see him.
Right.
So it's a little harder. Some of them, like Arcturians, are high vibration. Reptilians are, I guess, lower. So
right.
You have to adjust your vibration. And so I've just been practicing, meditating and then connecting, I guess, with these beings.
All right. Well, do you want to start sharing your pictures?
Sure. So share screen.
Let me see. Okay, I got it. Yeah, share screen. Okay, there we go.
Are we okay? So which one would you like me to start with?
Anything. Wait a minute.
I'll start with the negative one because that was one of the first actual times I looked at an alien like that. Meditation. So this one is the one I'm saying, do not print this, do not put this on your wall. He was negatively affecting this person. The guy thought he was channeling spirit, but what he was describing was how something was taking over his body against his will. His face contorted, his limbs would move against his will. He didn't like it, and he even levitated.
Wow.
So this one was, and after we drew this, so when I looked at this, it's funny because he actually tricked me, and he made his eyes look really sad to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
pick it up very quickly so people don't get called into this one. Okay,
get rid of him. But yeah, so he looked really sad to me, and my daughter was like, "No, he's negative."
Okay.
So he tricked me. This is Rex.
Okay.
Now, Michael wanted me to draw him because I guess serpents get confused with reptilians a lot. Yeah. And so people can get scared when they see a serpent being, but he said they're really high vibration, like angel high, Yeah,
I have a snake and I don't like snakes. I have a snake that is one of my guides, and she has big red lips with Susie saying something. I'm not sure. I think, are you trying to show it?
Are we not seeing? So you're not seeing any of my drawings?
No, not yet. There we go.
Oh, we didn't see the reptilian?
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay. Sorry. So that's him. He looked sad, but he's not. He's mean.
Okay. It's kind of like a typical reptilian. Yeah. Okay.
That's the serpent. So they have some similarities there, but I don't think their skin is as textured.
Okay.
And they're really high vibrations, so they're good ones. My sister Julie goes out of body. That's her thing, and she was helped by this Zeta Reticuli who goes by the name number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
I didn't see him. I drew him based on Julie's
Stephen
memory.
Smith, Stephen Smith saying start over.
Are you guys seeing it or not?
They're seeing it, but they want it. I think they're wanting you to start over.
Oh my goodness.
Start from the beginning again.
Well, this is Eli. She's a Nordic Pleiadian. I believe they're called Pleiadian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's my sister's. I think she's part of her spirit team or something. She met her out of body.
Oh, okay.
So very human looking.
Yeah.
The Arcturian. This is Arthur.
Okay.
I tried to draw the side view a little bit too because the head was like, I felt like it was longer. From the front, you can't really tell.
These are great drawings.
Thank you. I feel like they're a little more cartoony than I would like.
Oh,
So,
I think so.
after Michael Shaman celebrated my Arcturian life to me, my name was Rishna as Arcturian, and I had red hair, but otherwise blue skin and all that. This is what the code looked like that I saw meditating.
Do you have any idea what that code means?
Well, no, I don't. Okay. The word instructions went in my head.
Okay.
So one day it looked like I was meditating and I was looking at papers, and all the papers had different looking, they looked very similar, but different. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, I got the word instructions, and then the next day it looked like microfiche films, but like 10 layers of it with that kind of code were coming at me.
Wow.
This one, now, actually, I don't know where he's from or what he is, but the planet he comes from, they dress like this and they're bipedal like humans, but they all have different heads, like fox, frog. So I don't know that it's really Lyran because they're more than just lions, but this one was helping a couple of healing sessions that I was involved with. And one was for the planet Earth, and the other one was for my friend who has cancer. And I saw him at the cancer one with one that had a ram head. And I haven't drawn the ram head one yet. So, but they have this glowing heart and they're great. But I don't know what planet they are. This one is an interesting one. He was hanging around a friend of mine, and his name is Troy.
Okay.
And I don't know, he seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about him.
Is he a water being?
Yeah, he must be. He must be.
Okay.
What else? So then I saw this guy. He was also at my friend's healing.
Oh, really?
Thing. So I saw him at the healing thing. At first I was like, wait, what is that? I just saw the head shape was kind of more triangular, but I was like, it kind of reminds me of like a gray alien, but more triangular. But then I drew him. My daughter helps me a lot with my drawings because she can see the skin colors better than I can.
Yeah, it looks like a praying mantis to me.
Oh, it's a mantis. Yes. Yeah. Then he showed up in my bedroom after that one night, actually. And that's why I drew him with all the colors around him. Because his energy was like, looked like that. It was really colorful and beautiful like that. So, you could feel like the positive, that it's a positive energy, but he was big. I swear he was 8 or 10 feet tall, and he was like hunched over in my bedroom because he was so tall. I guess he was kind of surprised that I wasn't scared of him.
Yeah.
Then I started seeing this one. This one is my first incarnation.
Oh, okay. And do you know what that is?
No, we're just calling it a star being because we don't really know what it is. But Michael, my shaman, was also one of these, and my daughter. We were all this like together. And apparently we received information through the hair, like kind of like Avatar.
Yeah.
And I had more like tentacles, not really hands, but the tentacles split into these like separate tentacles. and I could grow energy between my hands. And when I did that with my hands now and looked at it with my third eye, it looked kind of like water and the way light would come through it.
Wow.
But it had like 4 pupils that are star shaped.
Okay.
And it was like different, it could see different dimensions. So sometimes my vision clicks between them now. So
Right.
I might just see the energy of something, like the color and the energy of it, and I might see the actual thing. I don't know. It's pretty interesting, that one. We did soul braid her in as well as the Arcturian.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we have a name for her, and we don't know like what she is, but Michael
Right.
said she's the first prototype of consciousness.
Oh, okay.
So very old,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And then as I was getting ready to go to Mount Shasta, I started meditating and I connected with this guy.
Yes. And I have this guy myself.
Yes. I started seeing him. He was just, I saw him full body actually floating kind of over the mountain.
Uh-huh.
I drew him immediately. I saw him so clearly I didn't really need my daughter's help. And I sent it to Michael Shaman, who told me that this is the chief and the main guardian of the portals at Mount Shasta.
Okay.
So when I went to Mount Shasta at the meditation retreat with Kim Copeland and Danny Shea.
Mm-hmm.
We did the guided meditations and all that to Talos. I had made prints to help other people connect to him. And I don't know how many people did connect with him, but there were quite a few people who saw him. And somebody asked his name and he said, you can call me Al, but he laughed when he said it.
Of course.
So I don't know, if that's just a name they're using to, be an earth name that's easy to say, or if that's his real name. I mean, it's definitely the song, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I think that's all my alien drawings. Or actually in Mount Shasta, also in the water, I lied. I saw 2 more in Mount Shasta. So in the pond at Jewel of the Lotus, I saw the energy move in the water, but the water itself did not move. I just saw the energy move. And I could tell that whatever it was really big, like 30 foot long. And it swam up to the edge and it was looking at me. And when I closed my eyes, I saw this really cute big otter face with like these pink flippers by its face. And when I got home, Michael Shaman told me what the tail looked like in the body and everything so that I could draw it. And of course, it looks more cartoony than I'd like, but this,
It looks great.
And this is an animal from another planet that came through a portal and is from a water planet.
Okay.
And then the other one that I saw in Mount Shasta was Danny Shea's brother. I think his name's Billy, his spirit guide. And he went to my shaman appointments, I think once or twice now.
Is that Billy's spirit guide? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, this is Billy's spirit guide.
Okay.
And he is an inner earth alien. Okay. And they work on the portals as well. Okay. And I put him in this cavern with this light because when I followed Al into a tunnel on a guided meditation, I was brought to a cavern and Al was standing on this pile of rocks or whatever, like a peak. And when he stood there, he waited for me to get to the cavern. And then this light shot up and he was gone. So I climbed up on top and got up there, and then the light happened to me and I was gone.
Wow.
And I'm not sure. I don't know where I went, but I was definitely space, but I don't know where I went or what I was doing.
Stephen Smith is asking, can you show us the first one again? The one we shouldn't put on her wall.
Yes. This is him.
Yeah, he looks just like a reptilian to me.
Yep, that's what he is. Very textured. Very textured, like different than the serpent. Like if I open them maybe next to each other. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. But anyways, the serpent is, smoother.
Right. And all reptilians are not bad. So it's not like.
No, I know.
Well, I'm just saying that for the people in the chat also, is that Just that happens to be she made a drawing of one that was bad and had bad energy. So don't think that all reptilians are bad, because they're not.
Yes. And my daughter was helping me draw that one because my drawing was really bad to start with. I just saw that it had a lot of texture and it had sad eyes, and otherwise to me it looked like black, but she's like, no, it's green. And she helped me refine the drawing quite a bit by looking at it. And then soon after that, she was attacked by something in her room for like 3 hours. So I don't know if it was that guy, but I wouldn't doubt it, because, you know, when you look at them, they look at you, or they see you. So,
right.
You know, be careful.
That's right. Be careful. All right. Are you ready to take some questions from the chat, or is there something else you'd like to share? Okay.
That was all my drawings. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Does your daughter draw also?
She does, but mostly she's just really good at explaining how things look to me in a very visual way.
That would be me. I'm the same way. That would be me.
She's really good at that. So we're a good team. But we've drawn people's spirit guides for them. And I actually, I'll show you my my higher self that I just was working on today. Yeah. So that is my higher self.
That's fascinating, especially how it changes.
Yeah, her face shifts. I saw that, and her hair just is so big and wild. I'm like, why did I choose this? Why do I have no hair?
Maybe it's because you had that hair to manage then. They're like, I'm taking the next life and I'm not having hair to manage like that.
Maybe. So, it's to experience the contrast of being practically bald.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to our first question. White Dragon, hi. Do you draw all experiences? I do also, but not all can be drawn. I need to draw the reptilian eye of Sauron. That I saw the other day. Laugh out loud. Show us, please. Okay.
I have not, haven't seen the reptilian eye of Sauron. I did go out of body one time, and I went somewhere that I thought was a lower dimension because it was really dark, and I was flying over these mountains, and there was like beings standing on the peak, and animals were like, I don't know. They weren't animals. I would say they're more like things that were stalking. They were like, I don't know what they were. Not animals like we have, like cats and dogs. They were, something else. But this big head kept popping up out of this like clouds. And in my head, I thought Cthulhu, but I don't know where I was. I don't know if I was on another planet. Somebody did their dowsing rods and told me that I was on the planet that reptilians come from. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know. I didn't draw that. Okay. To answer the question, I kind of draw. What I see best is the face. Right. I don't usually see a whole lot of the body yet.
So do you draw all your experiences? Do you try to draw all of them?
I didn't draw no, I don't draw the experience. I draw the beings.
Okay.
And they know I draw them. So a lot of times they kind of like they show me they do this, they pose. So I draw a lot of fairies and that dimension as well. So
you draw on the elemental level. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Since I've been in Mount Shasta, I have been all in the elementals, or I shouldn't say they've been all over me, especially the fairies and the gnomes. I'm going, who are these people? Who are these elementals? I keep calling Nancy Jean and asking her, because she's kind of the expert in all that ley lines and the fairies and the elementals. And and I'm going.
I have a couple of portals to the Middle Kingdom here at my house, and so I will see them actually manifest in the 3D at my house.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes. Like I had a golem here for I don't know how many years.
Wow.
And I'd see him run up the driveway. I'd see him in my bedroom in this dimension, not with my third eye.
They come in my bedroom all the time too.
Yeah.
The fairies mainly. And they do one time they were trying to get my attention. I thought it was because I forgot to take them chocolate down on the trail that they were mad at me, but it turned out they were trying to get my attention to do a job for them. And they were hiding my lipstick and hiding my glasses, and they were doing all sorts of things to me that day by
The fairies have taken my Apple Pencil. I had to buy a second one. They're $100, by the way.
Oh my
And the golem stole my remote control to my TV. I went 3 days. I couldn't even turn it on.
Well, they were trying to get your attention, I'm sure, about something, because that's how they're trying to get my attention, is doing those things.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the next question. Hey, Nancy, do you draw ET guides for members? I have an Arcturian guide. And we didn't even get into that because thank you, Nancy, because we were going to talk about that. And go ahead.
I have been hired to draw guides for people in the past. So I am available, and you can contact me, about that. And we can always chat about that. I have to meditate to see them. My daughter also has, she's part of my team, so she helps me with that as well.
So how do they get a hold of you? In the email?
They can contact me on social media. They can email. My name is so unusual. It's probably pretty easy to find me unless you're putting a link on this. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, you can hire her to draw your ET guides. So yes. Thank you, Nancy, because
I love drawing all the non-human guides. I have drawn some human guides as well. That they look like humans, and they're kind of actually easier to draw, the human ones, because you can use a lot of references. Like if they are a Native American guide, that you could pull up a picture of that and get a good example to work from.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next question.
Yeah.
Creature from the Black.
Yeah, they're talking about Troy.
Oh, okay.
He does. Yeah, he does he looks like the creature of the Black Lagoon. And it's funny because a lot of the things that are around, it seems like there are in stories and movies, and I don't know if people are running into these things in their dreams and then they have an inspiration to make a movie about it, or you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, oh definitely, because I used to be so impressed with all the Star Wars and Star Trek movies and shows, and then whenever all this stuff started happening to me, I'm going, oh my gosh, they're all just getting this information from higher beings and being able to create all this. I was kind of disappointed at that time because all the information that I was getting and things I was seeing. But Cadence, about fairies. Do you have pictures on fairies?
Like that's one I did. This is a woman's spirit guide. So this is somebody's spirit guide who's a fairy. She's really pretty. I didn't draw the background. I just kind of find pictures of flowers and things and put them on there. This one was a funny one. She's also somebody I know's a spirit guide. She wears rose petals tied around her waist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's got like really long eyelash.
Well,
she's really cute.
The first fairy that showed up in my bedroom was riding a pea, and it was a pea. Yeah, it was a bunch of them rode in. They're riding fruits and vegetables, and I thought I was being told I needed to eat more fruits and vegetables.
That's cute. This is a blue fairy. I think her name is Reen. She lives here at my house.
Wow, that's nice to have her around.
Yeah, she doesn't have wings. She runs on air.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think. I was gonna show a different fairy. Oh, this one was like super crazy. It's the last one that I saw recently.
Wow.
Yeah, she reminded me of like Snow White, kind of a cute animated Disney princess, but like all those colors.
Yeah.
So they're
great.
Yeah, they look real different. And there's a lot of beings that are in the fairy dimension.
Yeah.
That I have seen and drawn. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I'm not real sure. Like my beings that showed up, I just classify them as fairies that were riding the fruits and vegetables. That I'm not
real sure. I was going to show you a male fairy.
Oh, look at that.
I can't get it. So he's real sharp dressed man.
Yeah.
Again, he looks like a wolf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
His name is Jerome. He's like really positive guy.
So how do you know that one?
That one is a friend of my daughter's spirit guide.
Okay. Okay.
And then there was a feline one. I don't know where she went. Anyway, I don't know where she is. Oh, there she is, the feline one. There was one that was kind of feline-like. So we've got a dog one and we've got like a cat one.
Huh. Wow, it's almost like the ETs are miniature fairyland.
I know, right? Yeah. You have to watch. So when I see them, they come around and if I think stuff in my head, like, okay, they don't have the same bone structure as a human, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they get hurt and then they change the way they look.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, I'm not insulting. I'm trying to take a mental note so I can draw you later. That wasn't an insult. Just, I love it all. I'm not judging.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the next question. Hey, M, more drawings, please. We'll love to see elemental images. Do you have any other thing besides the fairies?
There are more things from that dimension, and I don't know if they're elementals or not, but I have had some plant hybrids.
Look at that. Yeah.
His little Rudy feet. He's funny.
Yeah.
And then there was the other one, like from the movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Look at that.
Like that guy. These guys are around me.
Yeah. Wow.
Really cute. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if those are elementals or what you would, I'm still unclear about the difference really between an elemental and a fairy dimension. And I think it's been explained to me many times.
Well, I think the elementals have the fairies and all those level in there, like the gnomes, the fairies, all that kind of stuff are elementals. So that's like
I had these guys around. So the one looks like the thing from Harry Potter, but he was purple.
Yeah.
And he was called what? Harry Potter house elf or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's an elf or a goblin or whatever. And then that is a little troll. Yeah. He's funny because he wants to get attention sometimes, and he'll punch my fridge or make noise,
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Next question. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Danielle says, I love you. Please show the picture of Gaia.
So Gaia? I don't know. I have a picture of Mother Nature.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You know how, okay. Yeah. And she has red hair.
She does.
You sure that's not a higher self of you?
No. I see her a lot. And in fact, I did see her in Mount Shasta. Yeah, she came to Mount Shasta when we were connecting with, like, instead of going to Telos, I think we were trying to connect with, like more nature and earth and that. And then, I closed my eyes. I didn't even have to meditate. She was there. Like she was waiting.
Yeah.
And she,
especially when you're in a lot of people whose vibration is high, it's easier to connect.
Yeah. Well, and then at Mount Shasta, of course, the energy is so good and it's so much easier, but she was there and she's been around my house a lot of times. And I think she comes around, especially because I've got so many fairies. I've got like 50 here. At my house, but she just wants people to know that she's real and she would like respect. So, of
course.
And I bet the way we treat the planet,
yeah,
probably doesn't feel very respectful.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question. Is that Susie? Is there any more questions? Okay. Oh, there's no more questions. Okay. Oh, good. So we can talk about, what would you like to talk about now? There are no more questions right now.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about your first DT experience. When did you
first one? I think the first one was that negative attachment that the guy had, the reptilian.
Okay.
That was the first one. And then I drew Rex for Michael, and then I started interacting with Arcturians. Okay. So I had my Arcturian life soul braided in one of my appointments. Her name was Rishna. Like I said, And, I didn't really feel too different, except I started seeing downloads
Mhm.
happening to me. Arthur said that soul braiding the Arcturian life was going to make it easier for him to communicate with me.
Right.
And so I think that's why when all those, like, I'm seeing like those downloads coming and stuff like that. I don't know what they say, but apparently Rishna does. Um, so soon after that, my daughter got attacked, as I said. She came in telling me that she thought that she had experienced sleep paralysis because she couldn't move.
Mhm.
And I said, well, how long did it last? And she said 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
And she said that she could hear something walking around her room, slamming the door, throwing things around her room, or cats were screaming and she was being electrocuted. And I go, honey, that's not sleep paralysis.
Wow.
So she was too scared to look at it, even with her third eye.
Right.
Michael Shaman got rid of it. Thank goodness for him. But the next day she was too scared to sleep in her own room.
Mhm.
And
Understandable.
yeah, so she slept in bed with me, and she was saying, like, I was worried. I closed my eyes. I saw Arthur. I said, I need help protecting my daughter. Like, I've been taught how to do the bubble of protection
Right.
around, right? Um, Michael has taught us how to cloak ourselves. When we go in public, we don't bring nasty things home with us that will
Mhm.
follow us if we go invisible. All great things. But so I was saying to Arthur, I need help protecting my daughter. 'Cause I don't know what that thing was, but it was pretty strong. I literally, with my eyes closed, saw Rishna. She threw this protection over my house, my property, and it resembled the way those fishermen throw a fishing net,
Uh-huh.
like throwing with her hands. And it was like multicolored light, but it looked like a fishing net kind of. And it went over my property. And then I was doing perimeter around my house. From Rishna was really going around the house. But I could see through her eyes around every corner, watching and doing perimeter to protect my daughter.
Wow.
And that was really cool.
Yeah. That would have been
So,
fun.
you might get something soul braided and not feel like, I don't know, did that really do anything? But then you end up having abilities that you didn't have before. You
Right.
know what I mean? All of a sudden.
Right. Right.
So that was
Okay.
cool.
So how about how about some good, some good ones?
Yeah, some good ones. Well, I had the star being integrated. I found out also I was a pharaoh in Egypt, and Michael Shaman was Imhotep.
Okay.
And so I was the pharaoh that he made the first pyramid ever for, Dozer. I don't know how to pronounce. Maybe I'm pronouncing it right or wrong. I don't know. But we celebrated Dozer in, and then
Right.
we celebrated in the the star being. And
Mhm.
that one, it was weird because when Dozer was, it was like I could see this blue shape of a person floating above me, and it like laid into me, and it felt pretty good, that energy. But when the star being went in, it didn't go in like that. It looked like a black octopus, and it went head first into my stomach. And then my limbs felt all like really
Wow.
relaxed because the star being doesn't have bones, it has tentacles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was cool. And then I was like playing with growing energy between my hands and stretching that energy to look through sometimes when I meditate,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. So um I think that it's amazing. I think doing these things, it does help you with your growth, your meditation, and your abilities.
Definitely. Okay. All right, Danielle, is there anything else you would like to add?
Um well, I did have another attack recently, and
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I woke up to, when your energy is being invaded
Mhm.
in a negative way, it does feel electric. And I didn't know what was happening, but I had just watched a thing about like how um, how negative aliens might try to take our energy down
Mhm.
to to lower our energy so that we don't like get better, more clairvoyant, all that
Right,
stuff.
right, exactly. They try
Lower
to
our vibration or
lower,
whatever.
right, they try to lower our vibration and they try to keep you down lower, especially the ones who have gifts.
Yeah. So I had just watched that interview that day. And then that night I wake up to something in my energy space and it felt not good. And in the video they had said, call on your spirit team to help you out. And I was like, get in here. And I felt the Arcturians come in over my bed, like the headboard where my window is.
Mhm.
I mean, that bad energy was gone, right? Instantly.
Right.
Apparently also Chicheny came, the green one. He came running through my door. I didn't see him, but like I said, it was so fast. But when I looked to the right of my bed, there was a dragon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I had not seen one before,
Yeah.
ever. So that was cool because now I've got a dragon.
Yay. A dragon. You know that dragon's name?
Uh, yes, actually, Michael Shaman was here. We've gone to dinner and he was sitting on my couch and he was looking around, looking around. I go, what are you seeing in my house? He goes, you have a dragon in your dining room. And I'm like, yes, I know. And I said, does he have a name? And he just started laughing. And he goes, no, it is not. And he said his name is Puff the Magic Dragon.
You have a dragon with a sense of humor.
Maybe he's the one that inspired the song. I don't know.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, Danielle. Anything else before we go?
I mean, I don't know that I need to talk about another experience. I do think that, meditation is so important. Raising your vibration, maybe going to somebody also to get your energy and your chakras cleaned and cleared up and working good. I think all these things are really good things, good practices to do and to grow as a your own abilities.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's how mine started. When I started meditating when we had to go in for COVID, that's how my whole world opened up.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But I think a lot of people think that maybe these abilities are like, they can't do it, but I think they can, and that more, if more people took that time to meditate and, just do some breath work and relax and have fun with it, and you'd be surprised.
Okay. All right. Well, that was some great advice, and I do appreciate you coming. And I love your drawings. I mean, they're fantastic, and everybody else has enjoyed them too, I'm sure. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us, and thanks for everybody chatting out there and talking about it. And thank you, Susie, and
Yeah.
thank you to my moderators who were taking care of everything. So anyway, there's Danielle's YouTube channel, Unordinary Made Ordinary. You have to say that slow. So
it is hard. And if you go to that channel, then there will be, like, in the video descriptions of the interviews, ways to connect with me there too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks. And we will see y'all next week. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you